Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark. If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Welcome to Season 2 of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. To all our old and new listeners, we're excited to have you here with us. ClockTower is a D&D campaign turned audio drama, played with a custom class and a few house rules that we as a group collectively enjoy. If you find yourself getting a little lost, there's always older episodes to guide you back to the path. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower. As you all stand by the three raptors you've been given, you see the lanterns of Jasper and Anna's trailer full of raptors heading out, leaving a dusty trail in the darkness left behind as the sun slowly disappears over the horizon. And you guys have 2 lanterns between all of you. 3, if you count Trinket's lantern, which is lighting up the area more than either of your other 2 normal lanterns by a significant amount. All of the raptors are sort of like padding around near you, or one bumping Barrett in the side. And you guys know at some point in the night that wasp is gonna get out.
Here, can you hold this for a second as I just hand you the reins for this?
Well,
pecking.
Roll a strength check. Actually, roll a strength save.
13.
Okay. You hand Sam the reins.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, can you hold this for a second? Where do you go?
To the barn.
You start walking to the barn. Your raptor follows you, and it drags Sam behind. Sam manages to keep their balance, but they are unable to hold the raptor back.
That's fine.
Okay. The raptor following you is like,
Calm down, buddy.
Sam's just like sliding like that.
And I'm just going to go up to the chains on the barn and just do the same thing I did last 5 times.
You're going to open the barn?
Just unchain it.
Okay.
Yeah, and just do the shing and sever the chain.
The chain links fall to pieces on the ground.
I'd prefer they not have to pay for repairs on the barn when this thing gets out.
Well, do you just want to like open the doors, make a big hole of entry?
It's going to get out either way.
You can remember that when you guys got too close to it previously, it woke it up.
That was inside the barn, correct? I'm not going in the barn at all.
Okay.
I just want to like open the door. Like
You're opening this barn door so that hopefully it doesn't break out the side.
There's a fly in the room and I just want to open a window.
Okay.
As opposed to it blowing through the wall.
Noted.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Your raptor starts trying to go in the barn.
No, I pull it back.
It's like, no. Oh, thank you.
I get a hand on the rein and I get a hand on Sam. And I pull back.
Sam visibly cringes when you touch them.
I try to do the collar, not the your bodily person.
Okay.
So who am I riding with?
Well, it's up to you, I guess.
Looks to Jaeger.
Surprise.
Sitting there on top of the raptor, like it's a horse, and he's like feels oddly comfortable, like just
Roll an animal handling check.
18.
Yeah, you're sitting beautifully on the raptor in the dark. Lantern, like the saddles that you guys have these like little like hooks that go up, almost like garden hooks that you hang the lanterns on.
Cool.
Yeah. Jaeger looks at Sam and doffs like the little bedazzled hat, so he like
It
glints in the light.
sparkles in the lantern light like space.
Oh, well.
And part of you, like for a second seeing that, is like, wow, it would have been extremely flamboyant, but rock would have looked gorgeous.
Do you still have that map folder?
Oh, yeah, it's right here. And pull it out of my pocket.
Modify guide?
Please.
Since I, don't have to control the raptor?
Yes.
And you know that if you sit with like your back to Jaeger's back, you can like use the lantern to light the way.
So yeah, Sam like rolls over and like puts their hands up on the saddle and like
Jaeger's gonna reach down with a hand to try to to offer Sam a hand
offer
up.
a hand to Sam.
Sam's like puts their foot in your hand.
Okay. Sam gets on. Trinket, how are you doing with your raptor?
I don't know.
Roll an animal handling check.
19.
Oh, yeah. You with ease
Hop right
just
on there.
Hop up on top of the
All right, let's
raptor.
go.
Are you keeping your lantern on your side, or are you going to put it on the lantern hook?
I think I'm keeping it on my side.
Okay.
It's bright enough. I'm not really worried about it.
It is extremely bright. It kind of casts these weird shadows because your dress will get in the way of some of its light sometimes and cut it off, but it's so bright that you're leaving these big trails across. But yeah, it's totally fine.
I'm going to attempt to look my raptor in the eyes for a second, give a big sigh, and attempt him out.
Roll an animal handling check with advantage because I already seem like this raptor likes you.
18.
You guys have all rolled so well for this that as long as you don't change up who's riding, I'm going to say you guys totally good with these raptors. You can just ride them now.
Hell yeah.
As long as you're not asking them to do anything crazy, I'm going to say no more animal handling checks necessary. You guys can just ride these.
I would like to cast dancing lights.
Okay.
And make a line. It's 3 lights, right? And I can move them on a spinning or a line.
Uh-huh.
And using the lantern light as the map, I basically want to have a big kind of the lights will be out ahead of us to point where we need to go.
Okay, 1 second. I would like to roll for a thing really fast. Yeah, as you cast dancing lights, one of your lights flies past Jaeger's raptor, and it goes and snaps at the light, and then it moves ahead to where you're initially planning on it being, and without Jaeger telling it to go forward, it just starts going forward and trying to snap at the lights like a cat playing with a laser toy.
That
And
is awesome.
all of the other raptors start doing that as well. They're all trying to get the lights.
Awesome.
But you guys are all now moving on the raptors. They're trying to get these lights wherever Sam is putting them.
Oh, and aims it roughly in the direction.
Just to confirm, Trinket, you've still got your mark, correct?
I do, right?
You just have to see the thing to mark it again.
So you should look through the door real quick just to mark it.
All you'd have to do to mark it is ride up to the entrance of the barn and then see through the illusion.
So, no. I can try.
Yeah, you absolutely can try. Just make a perception check to see through the illusion.
I'm
You
right in
ride
front
up to
of-
the
I'm
barn
right in
door.
front of the barn. I'm just gonna kick it open.
I'll even give you
slide.
advantage because you know it's an illusion. You just kind of have to but I don't think just because you know something is an illusion means you automatically see through it. I think it's looking at those pictures of where there's an image between all the fuzzy lines, but if you don't know how to see it, you really can't.
21 total.
Oh wow, you just barely did it. By 1 point you did it.
Wow.
You see the pulsating cocoon in the center of a mat. It is awful. I don't know if Trinket has actually seen,
Gross.
but it's bad.
All right.
All right, so we're good
We're
here.
good. Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right.
And Trinket's vision, just an X goes over the thing. You're like, oh, I know where that is forever now.
Jaeger's gonna look back at Sam and say, "Hey Sam,
Yep.
just side note while you're back there, and if you're not reading anything at the moment, just make sure it doesn't come up from behind us. I suppose.
Yeah.
Sam, are you moving the lights around?
Right now, I'm just kind of moving them in a small circle. So
Okay,
we're all
you
kind
guys
of.
as raptors while you're having this conversation is kind of lazily going in the circle trying to catch the lights.
And there was raptors left behind from the.
There are about 4 of the female raptors left behind.
Well, that's too bad.
Perhaps we should let him go.
But that's 4 out of the 20 that were there previously.
I think letting him free is the humane thing, correct?
Yeah, at least I'd have a chance.
Yeah, I suppose. Also, that means it's more likely to not be on the ranch.
True. No food here. It's gonna go somewhere else.
I'm gonna go open the gate. It's whip the.
Okay.
And I just kind of ride around and try and.
Your raptor seems annoyed to be pulled away from the lights, but does so without you having to have much difficulty.
Cool.
You open the gate. It's easy. You let out the girls. They seem interested, but they're not violent. They're not angy.
Yeah.
And
curious.
they don't leave.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to stay where their food is.
Well, question: are they gonna follow the lights?
They do. Actually, yeah, they do start trying to get Sam's lights.
Just have a small circle parade of raptors.
They seem to be following the lights well enough that if as long as Dancing Lights is up, they'll follow you guys.
Well, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Like we said, we give them a chance. And that's all we can do.
How long does Dancing Lights last for?
It's concentration up to a minute, but I get to cantrip. I can,
So you just do that forever,
go.
and
Yeah.
you can just keep these guys with you.
As long as you're concentrating.
You guys don't have like extra. You have food for your raptors. You don't like have extra food for the girls. Are you gonna like try and find some?
I don't know why. I just kind of trust raptors to find food when they need
Yeah, I
it.
think that'll be fine.
Okay.
As long as it's not me, right?
It's like horses.
Sure. Do you want to roll an animal handling check and see?
Yeah.
Nat 20?
Yes.
Food they'll probably find on their own. Water they would need extra. You should bring some water for them.
Okay.
And water, you saw where she got water from. It wouldn't be that hard to go back to the male raptor's barn, pour a couple more things of water, and just leave some water out for them throughout your trip.
I will just do that.
Easy. You guys are like, well, now we have these 4 girl raptors with us. No problem. 100%. And I'm not going to make you roll for it again because you just rolled a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Great.
So, all right, you guys have your 3 male raptors, the 4 remaining girl raptors, all traveling with you now.
Great.
Are you guys heading out? Setting out?
Let's go.
We're all saddled up, right?
Look to Sam. Are you ready?
Yep. And Sam will spin the lights around into a line of where we need to go.
Sam, make either a nature check, a perception check, or a wisdom check, or an intelligence check for however you want to navigate with this map. Unless you have a different pitch for me.
No, I think I'll take perception.
Okay, roll it. I'll give you a +1 for the map.
18.
All right. You're able to read the map pretty well. It's kind of hard because you don't have very good sightlines to any sort of identifiable landmarks. It would have been like really bad if you guys didn't have a compass or anything to follow with, but I'm gonna say Sam's like, oh yeah, I'll just use my compass, and you reach in your pocket and you look at a compass, and like Jaeger for a half a second like sees Sam pull a compass out of their pocket out of nowhere. You also see that there's a little bit of gravy on the compass.
Oh, hold on. And brushes the gravy back into their pocket.
Sam? What? Why? You know what? Never mind. It's fine.
Oh, it's about my pockets.
Okay.
I like my pockets, Jaeger. They're useful.
Okay.
I don't ask where you get your bullets from.
The same place your magic comes from.
Exactly.
Okay.
I make a left here.
And occasionally when it's too dark to see landmarks, you guys can have Trinket raise up her lantern. You've got a floodlight for the next it's like the whole area is lit up when you do that. You guys actually, as you're riding in the dark, at one point you see this really big like silhouette in the distance of a really big fluffy thing of feathers that goes in the distance. You're like, it's a T-Rex over there. There's a T-Rex. Yikes. As you guys ride, you ride for like a while. Do you guys want to go until you're like tired, or when are you guys planning on stopping? 'Cause usually you would stop at night, but you guys started at night. So
Tired and hungry.
I mean, yeah, we're in a desert anyway, so it's gonna be hot in the daytime.
Yeah.
So
This is actually probably the best time to travel.
yeah.
We're
least for
fully
us.
rested from the clock tower. It's nice and cool.
well, you were on the ranch all day,
Yeah.
but it's not like you worked.
Yeah,
You
we're
were just-
relaxing the entire
We
time.
vibed.
We're still pretty freshly.
I think you guys could probably go for like 6 or 7 hours before you get tired from just not having slept for the day.
Yeah.
But
Makes
like
sense.
at that point, you're like almost falling down tired. Are you good? You gonna stop like closer
Like
to like
5
4 or
hours.
5?
Yeah, that makes that
Okay.
doesn't.
It's like 4 or 5 a.m. right? And you all are like fading. Even Trinket, you have like this feeling on your hip, the same sort of like weird emotional link that's kind of like, what's going on? What's happening?
We're looking for.
Are you? Are you like,
I'm
taking-
saying out loud to the lamp. We're looking for that kid's dad.
You just get this like sort of acknowledgement of like, oh yeah.
And then I put it back down.
Lamp
And you
approves.
see Barrett side eyeing you.
Well, yeah, because like you guys, Barrett, you're like riding next to Trinket, and then Trinket like looks around, and you guys are like kind of tired, like listing back and forth occasionally. And then Trinket, like out of nowhere, takes the lamp off her side, lights up the whole area because she's holding lamp up, and then like to the lantern goes like, "Yeah, we're looking for that kid's dad." And so like, yeah, like puts it back down.
Just keep riding forward.
do you like keep riding next to Trinket, or do you like ride a little bit ahead?
I just did the classic, just like bombastic side eye for like a second, and then just like try to force my eyes forward, and just like everything's cool, we're fine.
It's fine.
She's totally sane. This is okay. This is normal.
Do you see Barrett's uncomfortable?
Yes. They got any funny jokes or something, or?
Maybe. Do you guys have any funny jokes you would like to share with the other agents?
Are you like holding the lantern up to say that, or are you leaving it on your hip?
Yeah.
Okay. As you hold the lantern up, you're like, "Do you have any funny jokes?" You like, because it's not like they really talk back. They like have emotional like echoes that you can feel. It feels like the lantern is looking around at all of you guys riding on raptors in the middle of the desert, looking for like some kid's dad. Follow it with like a herd of little smaller raptors following you, and you just feel the emotion of like, this is the joke.
They think this entire situation is pretty funny. I mean, I gesture to our small army of raptors.
You see the other 4 raptors are like,
Okay, all right.
Jaeger's just side-eyeing the whole time.
Barrett seems like 2% less uncomfortable. Just kind of had to break the ice a little bit for myself.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's kind of funny. This is funny. Yeah. Coping. Coping.
As this is happening, Jaeger's just like side-eyeing both of them like, okay. Just like, keeps riding along.
I'm trying to make this normal, all right?
He didn't say anything. He didn't say a word. He just like side-eyed for a little bit and he went, huh. And just continued on the trip. And then as he does so, he looks at Sam and says, "Hey Sam, question. Since we're here anyway, and there's not much we can do except for talk. So this
Sam's head bonks the lantern that's like hanging in front of them a little bit as they go,
Okay, pause. Hey guys, we should stop for the night. It's getting late and people are starting to fade."
Yeah.
I mean, technically early, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but at least that's what we can see around us.
one of the raptors goes,
Exactly. And with that, Jaeger's gonna find like a spot to pull off the
circles
path.
up the light so everyone.
So I'm going to say, unless anybody has any objections to this, when you guys break to set up camp, Trinket and Barrett do almost everything like it's second nature to them. They just like set up camp like it's old hat, especially Barrett. Barrett like starts like as Sam and Jaeger are like kind of unsure what to do. Barrett, like somebody who's in charge of everything, so it's like, you go find small sticks. We're gonna get a little fire going just to start off the night, keep anything else away. Is there anything you want to add, you two, that you guys would do specifically, other than just like take charge and set up camp? Because you guys are the ones with experience, and Sam and Jaeger have never really, like, you guys, yeah, you set up camp in Duran, but I think Reagan did most of that.
I make sure the female raptors have their water now. I guess after we're kind of set up, I'll start like laying out the things that are in my pocket. So like the book that I got from What You Sow, and he kind of lays out his pocket watch next to it as he kind of sits down and gets settled.
Jaeger had walked off to find firewood. When he comes back, puts it down, looks at Barrett. So the thing is, we've never actually had to we've camped like once, twice.
Have
tops.
we?
I've camped like once, twice, tops.
Oh wait, no, you guys also did do a little bit of camping on the way through in the Stranger Arc.
That's true.
Yeah. So
That
like,
was also awkward.
yeah,
Camping has never been good for you guys.
yeah. Thing is, the whole camping thing's never really like gone the best for us generally. Like it always it's like a proponent, like a portent of like something going wrong. So just keep your eyes open.
Okay.
Eventually, no, I'm saying like eventually something's going to go weird, and I'd rather have us all be cautious instead of get caught with our pants down.
Looks at horizon of dark nothing, drinking raptors, and a pile of wood on the floor. I think we should be all right for now. Trinket, you see that mark anywhere near us?
The X anywhere?
Should be right about now. It's kicking out of its cage.
Can I tell if it's any closer or farther or anything?
Probably a little bit throughout the trip. It started to move, but it's still in the general area. Because it would have woken up already at this point in the night. So it's been moving,
Right.
but it's, as far as you can tell, it's kind of hard to judge the distance, but you are like almost sure that it's still in the farm, like ranch area, and that it's probably looking for food or to do something else. Like it might be looking for food, it might be looking to infect other creatures, it might be looking to do whatever, but every living thing on that farm has either been taken away with Jasper and Anna or is with you guys. So there's like nothing for it over there.
I guess we can kind of assume that it'll either find us because we have plenty of bait wandering around us at the moment, or it'll take up with that T-Rex we saw not too far back.
Oh. Ooh.
Maybe making a fire would...
It's a bug, right? Like when you have
It is
bugs,
a bug, I think.
light kind of draws it, and then Jaeger just like stops and like looks at the lamp, which is like the brightest thing in the entire night sky.
Most of the raptors are staring at the fire, by the way. They're just like super in like, one of them like goes to get close to it and it like singes their nose and they're like and like shake their head and pull back away from it like they're insulted that the fire bit them, but they're all just fascinated. They love that shit. They love it.
See, but like a bug, so even more.
All right, well then, we'll make sure to try and snuff this out prematurely before we go to bed.
Can we turn the lantern out? Can the lantern go out? Is there like
I
a
can probably put something over it.
shutter? Okay, that should work. That's probably fine. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, honestly, Trinket, you could probably just like tuck your, because like Trinket has like that like skirt dress kind of a deal.
Yeah.
You could like just kind of cover the
Yeah.
lantern and still have it on your side if you wanted to, or you could take it off and cover it by something else. It's
Yeah,
up to you.
I mean, if I'm going to sleep, I'm going to take it off.
Okay.
I would like to search in my pockets for something to keep me entertained as I am basically standing there doing nothing.
Okay. Roll.
What? Like a
Just roll.
D100, D20?
No, you just roll a d20.
Pocket roll.
12.
12. You feel something very fuzzy in your pocket that isn't moving and is kind of stiff.
She pushes it back in. No, not that. I'd like to keep looking.
You keep looking in your pockets and pull out a myriad of unhelpful, useless junk.
Receipt, tiny broken toy car.
Just stuff that you're like, huh. There's like a weird like spark plug from the cyberpunk city. You're like, I don't even remember grabbing this.
How do those not just end up in the tower? Why are they still in your pockets?
I don't know. Listen, it's always been like this. I don't question it.
I guess I won't either. I'm just gonna read my book. As he picks up his pocket watch and tucks it back into his pocket.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it for like 20 minutes, and it's not the part that I haven't read yet.
I think that you probably fall asleep while you're reading.
Yeah.
And everybody eventually turns in. Does somebody put out the fire before they go to sleep? Or, okay.
I
Jaeger
was worried
snuffs
about
out the
it,
fire. You guys all start going. Jaeger, or Barrett, what do you dream about?
Probably chicken fried steak
Okay.
right now.
Sam, what do you dream about?
Space.
Nice. Jaeger, what do you dream about?
Acid man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trinket, roll.
Something incredibly fucked, I'm sure. Sleep's not been good
Do
for
a wisdom
me.
save for me.
10.
Okay. Trinket, you dream that you're in like this big white nothing-scape. And in the distance, there are these massive dark like pillars that just go up past where you can see to the point where like the whiteness shades them out from view. And it is like swelteringly hot and oppressively like bright. The whiteness is not just like, oh, there's nothing here. It's like blinding white, like looking at the desert when the sun is beating down on it and it's just everything is white. And you see that there's like in the distance, there is somebody like huddled on the ground holding their head, like just like rocking back and forth.
Hello?
Your voice, like when you say that, you hear so many whispers all around you that almost like they're drowning out everything around you.
Yeah, I'm also going to hold my head.
She's like, fuck.
And I guess I'll make my way towards the individual.
Okay. You make your way over closer, and the closer you get to them, the hotter it is. And you're just kind of like overwhelmed by the sounds of like tons of people whispering that it's like drowning out your own thoughts. And the closer you get to this person, the like hotter it is. And it feels like those weird pillars in the distance, even though they're so far away, it feels claustrophobic, which shouldn't make any sense, but it feels like they're like pushing in on you. And you're just like, what the fuck? And as you get closer, it seems like the figure huddled over, it looks like another ClockTower agent. It's like a girl and her clothes look similar to you, and she's got like dark reddish hair. And she's like holding her ears, like all of the whispers are like driving her fucking crazy too. And the closer you get to her, the louder they are, so that fucking makes sense. But it seems like when you spoke again, she almost heard you.
I'm going to reach out to touch her.
As you touch the figure, they like spin around, and you see that they are, for all intents and purposes, a ClockTower agent, but their eyes are like completely white, glassed over, and they just in the back of their eyes, you see the same sort of like glowing, burning reflection, like the spark of Olm inside the lamp, and they just look at you and they go,
Who are you? I'm Trinket.
And then you wake up. And it's like sun is beating down on you guys all. You're like sweaty. You see that like Barrett is trying to make sure that like the campfire isn't able to, like you guys aren't able to be tracked, like kicking out the embers of the campfire, and like Sam and Jaeger are just waking up. And you're holding the lantern. Like you had like in your sleep grabbed it and like hugged it.
Right. I'm going to hold the lantern up and look into it.
Okay. You see the same, like, you feel the same presence of, like, your friends. Like, you feel like a very inquisitive, like, yeah,
You
lantern.
Is anyone else in there? I'm asking it.
You get the feeling from the lantern of, like, almost like the same feeling you would have when you're checking everything for a big trip. Because, like, it's so weird because the lantern can only communicate with feelings, not words. But it does feel like this sort of, like, checking everything for a big trip. And you get, like, flashes of Syl and Pockets and Whisper and you. And you're like, nah, it's just us.
Weird.
And then you, like, for a second, not talking to the lantern itself, but you, like, look in. And that flame, the, like, spark of Olm, looks exactly like the thing that you just felt.
Weird. Yeah, we'll come back to this later. You're gonna put that on.
Barrett, you also, like, were kicking the fire out. The Trinket, like, wakes up. She's holding lantern. She holds it up in front of her. Is like, is there anyone else in there? And then she, like, stares at it for a second. It's like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna come back to that later. It, like, puts it on her hip.
So I don't know a ton about this. We have a bunch of documents related to this, correct? So I think I saw the person in the fire in my dreams, but we should probably figure that out later because I feel like that's a little bit much for right now.
Sam, like, he's midway through biting into like a travel ration, is like, What?
It's so dusty.
Same like coughs dust, puts in pocket. Like,
Wait, repeat that one more time? Sorry.
I think I saw the person that's in the fire in my dreams.
Did they say anything? Did they do anything?
They asked who I was, who I am.
Who? Brian Fivesoul's friend?
I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
you saw like Elia
I thought it was Elia.
in the fire?
Something like that.
Well, it's the last time we saw Elia, they were yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you know who it is then?
We've never met her, but she's...
Well, we kind of met her.
Trinket, you do remember that when you guys fought Olm at the very end with Castell, that he was like, Elia was Castell's like...
Yeah, there was like a glowing...
The person, I mean, the whole reason he was
Yes.
working with Olm was because his like, the last of his family, his like girlfriend, kind of like, the last person in the world that he cared about had become Olm and like given herself over to Olm or something. And then that like weird avatar of Olm that was like kind of a girl, like as you're thinking about it, you're like, yeah, if the person was a flaming burned up zombie, it might have looked exactly like the girl you just saw, but you feel like that thing that like shit talked Castell when you guys were fighting them was Olm, and whoever you just met was like maybe whatever is left of that girl.
Okay. This thing's really fucked up, you guys.
You know, it tends to find us.
I've been saying that.
Almost
this
kind of
whole
been
time.
pretty bad.
And are you guys suggesting that so your friends are the housing of the lantern?
Yeah.
And whoever would you say their name was?
Elia. That would mean that we have a bunch of agents whose sole purpose is containing another agent.
And Om.
And Olm,
Yeah.
maybe.
We can't forget the Om part.
Every time they say Olm, the little spark in the lantern like reacts to that name and Elia.
All right.
It just like flares up a little bit. Not a lot, not anything like threatening, but like as if like the flame inside the lantern is reacting to both the name Olm and Elia.
Well, we're all cleared up here.
We're ready to go.
Yeah, like I'm not really sure to do this information right now.
Well, we'll shelve it until...
Sounds like tower talk.
Thank you for being transparent. I worry sometimes, and I don't know if being transparent helps, but I feel like it does.
Pause. I do want to bring up one thing, just in case. If someone's in there stuck, maybe do you think there might be a way for you to talk to them again, or do you have to go to sleep?
I probably have to sleep. I can't. So I can't really talk. Okay, I know I keep talking to the lantern. I can't really talk to the lantern. The lantern doesn't really stop. It doesn't like talk to me. I don't like hear voices in my head or anything. It's more like feelings. But in the dream, I definitely was able to talk to her. So I think I probably would have to be sleeping.
Well, here's a suggestion then. Once we get back to the tower, why don't you take a nap on the couch with the lamp? The sleeping on the couch kind of thins the veil in between us and everything else, and that might help make things a little clearer for you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just spitballing, but it just seems like...
I think it's worth a shot.
And, I mean, it's going to be another day, so
Yeah.
try it again next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Call her
think
by
I
her
have
name.
much of a choice there. I think I'm gonna have to.
Oh, did the wasp move at all, or is it still...
Oh yeah, it's over there at the ranch area. Still.
Yeah, it seems to still be around the ranch.
It keeps like flittering like
It's
one place to the other place.
Probably
to the other place.
looking for something to eat.
That's strange, because the first time it broke out, it hauled ass far away from what I could tell, and it didn't eat us in our sleep, didn't eat any of the raptors in our sleep.
Well,
We didn't check the raptors.
I guess it's just volatile to anything that's got a heartbeat around it, and since we kind of neutralized that,
It's so angry.
it's got nothing to be angry at.
I wonder if it's just like eating bugs.
Well, let's get a move on before it gets too healthy of a helping.
Oh, yeah.
As I munch into my dusty ass ration.
And you guys eat these dusty rations. They're not good. They're like not bad. They're not like it's not like they've gone off, but they're not like tasty.
The chalkiest of protein bars.
Yeah. you guys see the female raptors are eating some like little thing, some like small beaked creature. And you're like, huh. And they're like all tearing into it. And you're like, okay.
Good.
You guys give the like trail food that was brought for the male raptors. They eat it. They're kind of dumb. It seems like the female raptors are like way smarter than the male raptors are. The male raptors are like also way more tame. You can't like go pet the female raptors. They'll bite you. But they're pretty cool just following you. It doesn't really matter.
They can literally break off whenever, and I would not mind at all.
Well, it seems like that was what I was going to ask, because you guys are about midday right now, which is
How much water do I have left for these female raptors?
plenty. You have enough to go there and back.
I'll give them a quick splash, like just like something to just, for,
Okay.
you know, like that morning. drink
I'm
of
going to
water.
assume that you're taking care of both the female raptors until you tell me otherwise,
Yeah.
and the male raptors whenever you have like
Okay.
a downtime.
Got you.
Do you guys set out now, midday, or do you like chill, try and find some shade, and like take another nap to like fully do this trail in the night, or are you setting out midday? It is hot right now.
Let's find some shade, check the map, and get our bearings straight. Now that we have some
Lights?
sight lines.
Yeah.
Sure, we can also check out some of his research materials, kind of figure out what we're maybe walking into.
Sure, I love that idea. Let's go find some shade. As
I wonder if we can change the tents into like a big cabana. I don't know. I have ideas. I don't put them into principle.
let's not fuck with the tents until we're on the later end of our trip. We need something to sleep in.
That's fair.
So you guys are gonna take it easy until it starts getting dark, and then set out when it gets dark.
Yeah, like dusk.
I'm just gonna give you guys some like free info studying his research notes. He was studying some sort of like old society that fell. Specifically, he thinks it was some sort of tomb to like a very respected figure of some kind. And that's where he found the orb, was in that tomb. And finding it, he basically says you're looking for like these carved stone pillars that will designate the entrance to like a slope that goes down to a dig. But when they went to go find it, they found the pillars, but they couldn't find the entrance. So you guys are like riding out to a certain location to look for those stone carved pillars. It starts getting darker. You guys are like all packed. You're all rested, definitely ready to go. You guys start riding out to the next point.
Yeah, I'll check my pocket watch one last time before we officially take off.
I'm pretty sure you're on like day 2 of 5.
Okay.
Same dancing light method, just big point and beam, basically.
And since you guys didn't set out until it started getting darker and you were using the dancing lights, the girls follow you. Does anybody have anything else they do specifically? Because I said it was like a 2-day or day and a half ride. So actually, no, at a certain point at night here, you guys get closer and closer and you see the carved stone pillars sticking out, and it is like very dark at this point. The night sky is like so clear that you can see like the colors of space, and you see the carved stone pillars just like in the reflection or standing out among the mostly flat landscape, but they appear pretty broad in the light of Trinket's lantern, if not both of your guys's.
Why, it should be that up ahead.
All right. I guess let's kind of set up a little bit. Not entirely, just we don't know how long we're going to be here for.
Right.
As I kind of start to set up at least a fire, just to at least keep the raptors kind of close,
Okay.
so they don't wander off somewhere stupid and we have to go chase them and do something stupid again.
Well, you set up a fire, so they stay right there.
Yeah, great.
You've successfully learned a thing that keeps the raptors completely busy.
Yeah. Yeah, the notes said that they couldn't find an entryway, correct?
Yeah. Well, I don't think Jasper and Anna could find this place, period, but
They found the pillar. They couldn't find the entrance.
I don't know. Maybe I can cross-reference these notes, see if kind of where he got in, but
We could check with the pillars. Maybe there's some fancy schmancy riddle.
Yeah, I'll
on
check
it
the
or
pillars.
something.
maybe. Might as well.
All right.
Are you all going over to investigate the pillar? Okay. As you all go to investigate the pillar, are you guys taking either of your two lamps or either of your two lanterns that were with the saddles, or are you just using Trinket's lantern to see?
I think Trinket's lantern does pretty well.
Right, and I also have my dancing light still that I'll be using.
Okay.
Plus, that way we have our lanterns at camp. That way we can kind of keep track of where camp is.
As you guys get close to the stone pillar and you're using Trinket, you're holding your lantern up. I assume that means you're taking point with probably Barrett, right?
Yeah.
You guys see the light shining out. It's like warmer than any of the other lights in a way that like sunlight is warm and really bright. So it's like way more effective than a normal lantern and way like brighter, way easier to see things. And you get close to this stone pillar, and as you do so, you see the light of the lantern burns away some of the sand. It like seems to turn into this weird gray ash, and you see that it just completely destroys the illusion, guarding a like sort of stone carved staircase going down. And when Trinket's light completely goes over it, you see that the reason they never found an entrance was because it was guarded by one of those things' illusions. Trinket's lantern burned it away. Hey, it's me, Ellie again. What's new with ClockTower? Well, we have a new Patreon exclusive t-shirt based on our arc Loaded Deck. The t-shirts are sent to everyone in the ClockTower Garb tier as a thank you for all of their support. So, thank you to everyone there supporting the show so much. It makes a huge difference. There are only 2 more episodes of this arc left. That would end the arc on episode 39, and after that we'll be going on our annual hiatus for Wasteland Weekend. We'll be gone for August and September, so there'll be a little break from ClockTower. This is a great time to get caught up, tell your friends to get caught up as well. And until then, on to credits. If you would like to work with us or collaborate with us in any way, contact us at our website, ClockTowerAgent.com. Barrett was played by Bink, Sam was played by Cal, Trinket was played by Kball, Jaeger was played by Trent, the voice in the lantern was played by Cirimelli-Low, and I, Ellinthris, was your DM. The voice of our disclaimer was Valak Donahue. You can check out all of his work at patreon.com/themadlanddreamer. All music from Season 1 of ClockTower are made by Who's Music. If you would like your own D&D music commissioned, you can contact them and find all of their work through their website, whosisthis.com. Or find it in the description below. Thanks, Who's. Additional music and effects provided by Andrew Smith and Cal. Thank you to our editing team and Cal for making the episodes what they are. Thank you to our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. The ClockTower test on our website was programmed by Mike LeMay. You can find out more of his work at thinklikemike.com. And thank you again for listening. ClockTower Season 2, Episode 38, will be out for all of our early episode patrons on July 19th and will release publicly on July 26th. Till then, time's ticking. See you in the ClockTower.